Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Fall 2011 Survey Results webcast. The Washington, Saratoga, Warren, Hamilton, Essex, BOCES network team designed surveys to be answered by teachers and administrators throughout the region in the fall of 2011. Data from these surveys will serve as a baseline measure of the region's capacity and efficacy in carrying out the 3 state-defined deliverables for the 2011-12 school year. Those deliverables are the implementation of Common Core standards, data-driven instruction, and evidence-based evaluation. Each survey asked a variety of questions associated with each deliverable area. In most cases, the following slides reflect summarized data from both sets of surveys. Where noted, data may only reflect administrative responses. The WSWHE network team will send a subsequent survey to teachers and administrators at the end of the year to capture the progress and growth made in each of the outlined areas of work. This slide gives a quick glimpse at the respondents and where the information found on the remaining slides stems from. It's important to note that the data only reflects responses from about half of the component districts found within the WSWHE BOCES. At the time this survey was administered, the network team had not provided direct training on data-driven instruction. The responses to BOCES training most likely reflect training provided by other staff members on data analysis. Regardless of where the training took place, the majority of respondents had not received any training in data-driven instruction. This will be an area of heavy emphasis and work for the network team throughout this school year. About half of teachers responding had little to no understanding of the components found within DDI. It's surprising to note that about 15% of teachers didn't feel that data-driven practices applied to their area of expertise. Data-driven instruction is grounded in using assessment to inform instructional decisions. It applies to all classrooms at all levels. The network team will be sure to build awareness throughout the region in terms of these key drivers. Many more administrators than teachers seem to have at least a beginning, if not competent, understanding of the data-driven instruction practices. Again, data-driven instruction applies to all levels of schooling and across all content areas. The network team will work with administrators and school-based inquiry teams on embedding data-driven practices throughout each building. At the time of this survey, there had been little training or discussion regarding school-based inquiry teams. The network team has since worked with administrators and districts throughout the region to help define the purpose of school-based inquiry teams. There were recommendations made as to who could make up the school-based inquiry teams. Additionally, school-based inquiry teams have received initial training on data-driven practices. Research highlights key structures and systems for successful data-driven instruction implementation. Responses show that across the region, many components are in place, but much work can be done around building a data-driven culture and dedicating resources to the meaningful work of looking at student data by both teachers and administrators. School-based inquiry teams have gathered resources, exemplars, and information regarding these systems and structures as they've attended network team trainings. Across the region, common interim assessments are most popular within the ELA classrooms, especially at the elementary level. It's worth noting that some schools within the region have common interim assessments in many other courses outside of ELA and math. Interim assessments have value at any grade level and in all subject areas. It's also important to note that in a few instances, districts may only have one classroom of a particular course, meaning that common interim assessments may not be applicable. This is not to say, however, that using data to drive instruction is impossible in those instances. As the network team works with school-based inquiry teams and administrators, we will hope to move towards an increase of common assessments across all subject areas and grade levels. The combination of these results shows that in districts where common interim assessments are in use, many are following best practice. Tests are administered on a regular basis, scoring is timely, and analysis is done with teacher and the building administrator. Most important, close to half of the schools utilizing interim assessments have a system in place to follow up on student progress. This is the heart of data-driven instruction. It's about moving students forward and adjusting instruction as needed to make this happen. Most respondents, about 75%, see the implementation of data-driven instruction as possible for this school year. The key to successful implementation is careful planning, clear communication, and timely analysis of results. The network team has developed workshops specifically with those things in mind and will continue to guide and support districts in their efforts surrounding data-driven instruction. It is clear that teachers and administrators from around the region see the value of data-driven instruction. It will take dedication and perseverance throughout the school year to reap the benefits of this process. If done with fidelity, in the end, the data will speak for itself. The impact data-driven instruction has on student achievement will be evident. The state has said over and over again to move as quickly as we can, but as slow as we must when trying to turn the 3 deliverables into a reality during the 2011-12 school year. That's the exact approach the WSWHE BOCES network team has adopted. Please look for ongoing training sessions around the 3 deliverables for both teacher and administrative audiences. It's our mission to provide targeted professional development built around research-based best practice. Additionally, please encourage your colleagues to be part of our end-of-the-year survey. It's with your honesty and reflection that we can craft our work to best fit your needs. Thank you for your time and energy.